Hi everyone. So in this session we are going to talk about fill. Fill basically means filling in the missing values in our Power Query editor. Let's say if you are missing values in any column and you want to fill some specific values in that. How can you do it? So we can do it with the help of fill. So let's go to the Power Query and see how can we use fill. So I'm working with a data set. Over here I'm having the columns as company name, month and sales. In this company name I have companies by the name of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And these are the sales throughout specific months. So let's say company A is making some sales in January and company B is also making some sales in January. So this is the data that is depicting it. Now I can see some missing values over here. I know that company B is also making the 60,000 sales in January, but it is not able to show properly because whenever I will be doing some analysis, so I'll be requiring these values to be filled in. If I just look at this data set, it is quite evident that company B is doing some sales in January month and it is listed over here. But whenever we are doing analysis, this is not useful. So in that case, what I need to do is I need to fill this missing values. For that, we have this option of fill over here. So you can find it in over here in the any column option. Now to use this option, we can click on it and we can see that it is giving me two values. The first one is the down option. The second one is the up option. If we go over here in the down option, it says that it fills down the cell values to the neighboring empty cells. That means that whenever we are having these values and its neighboring cells are empty, so it would try to fill the value downwards. And what this up value does is it try to fill the value upwards. So the direction is the only thing that is different over here. So now what I can do is I can go over here in the fill option and I can use this down option. So let me choose this column first. I will click on this fill and I will use this down option. And you can see that it has added a step over here that it has filled down, but still my value hasn't filled over here. So the next thing to do is that we need to replace these values because fill is not working over here in the missing values. This is happening because these rows are treated as blanks. So we don't need to keep these rows as blank. Instead of that, what we need to do is we need to make them null values. So for that, what we can do is we will use this replace option just on the top of the fill option. So I will go over here in the replace option, replace values, and I will tell it that you need to find the blank values. So I will leave this values to find cell blank. And in the replace with option, I need to type null in the small letters and I can click on OK. So you can see that wherever it has found some empty values that were the 87% of our data set, it has replaced those values with null. Now again, you need to select this column and over here in the fill option, you can select this down option. Now you can see it has filled all these values. I can scroll down and check that indeed it has filled all those values. And also over here, you can see that the 100% data is valid and it has found zero empty values. So in this way, you can fill the values downwards. Now, what if you want to fill these values in the upward direction? Now we know it is not correct in regards to our current data, but still you can just delete this step. And for the practice purpose, you can select this column. You can go in the fill option and you can choose this up option. And it would then try to fill the values in the upward direction. So in this way, you can fill the values in the upward direction. Now you can see the problem over here is that still we have 7% empty rows. This is because we had this company A data for December and it tried to fill that data in the upward direction. For the downward data, which was null, it hasn't filled any values. So since for our data set, this is the wrong process because we need to fill the values downwards. That's why I will delete this step and then we'll select this and use the fill downwards option. So in this way, you can replace the missing values which are shown as blank with the null values, and then you can choose the direction of the fill and you can fill the missing values.